Lightweight, lightweight, baby.
Hey, how's it going? This is Danny from Made of Metal, aka Britain's strongest drummer, and there has been a lot going on over the past couple of weeks. I've fallen behind on recaps and catch ups, so I thought I'd enlist the help of someone, a man in the know about what has happened at the back end of September and what will happen in 2024. I am here
Yeah.
with the promoter of the upcoming UKNS England's Strongest Man and Woman, as well as promoter of many other competitions, Ash Lapidge. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, cheers, mate. Sounds a bit crazy when you say it like that, considering we normally have 20 people come to our competitions, and now it's crazy. With what you said, we're going to go through today. I'm well prepared. I'm going to be well hydrated.
Yeah, I've just got a mini one, but yeah. So I thought we'd start with UKNS Worlds and then just sort of work our way
Yeah,
through some of the competitions that people probably know about, and maybe a couple of competitions that people are less familiar with. So
yeah,
I will
cool.
admit I haven't got extensive notes from UKNS Worlds. I was watching it on the sofa. I was just enjoying it as a spectator. But it was quite a competition to watch. How did you find it, the live stream and everything?
Yeah. I was kept dipping in and out because we had the under 70s show on the Sunday, so I couldn't really watch much then. But I was coming back and forth and rewound some of it, watched some of it. But quality live stream, it was brilliant. The commentators knew loads about the athletes. It was nice, clear footage, and it was back and forth. And after a bit, I did sort of skip bits to sort of get to the guys and gals that I know and shouted at
Yeah,
the telly. And
yeah. There was
no, but it
a
was
bit
great.
of
I couldn't
a
watch it all, but yeah,
yeah. There was a bit of a technical hiccup where I think they learned the day before that the yoke was going to be taking place outside, which sort of halted the live stream. They tried the best they could. I think it was they were trying to stream it from a Facebook Live call, but the quality
oh,
was not great, and
yeah.
I sort of sat in the garden for a bit during that. But otherwise, it was great. It was a great competition. Four events, well, eight events in total. Four events over 2 days, and
I mean,
yeah, tough
that's.
events as well.
I was gonna say that's a tough thing. You ever done anything like that? 2 days running, eight
No,
events. I mean,
no,
no,
not this year. But next year.
you will be, mate. You will be.
Yeah.
Yes, masters
Was
for you
there
next year.
any? Yeah. Was there any standout moments, performances from the weekend for
Well,
you?
like I said, I really struggled to watch loads of it because of the competition we had on. I had sessions and stuff the day before, but um, I think someone messaged me saying, "Have you seen Matt and Matt's race on the sandbag?"
Yeah. Oh God, that was that
Yeah.
was that was intense. That was intense to watch.
So we got it up, and I rewound it to it, and had literally the whole family, in-laws were all watching, and we said, "Oh, so I know this guy, and he's this guy who was third at Europe's, and it's like everyone was cheering on this guy they'd never even met, and I couldn't believe
Yeah.
it. It was like about 2 inches on the live stream, but it turned out it was about 30 centimeters or something.
Well, I was watching it, and I think I sort of wrote Kyle off, which is dumb because like he won the Husafell carry at Europe's Strongest Man, and he won it by grinding out just centimeters. So if anyone was going to be able to do it on a Husafell sandbag, it was Kyle. And I sort
Yeah,
of saw Matt go down. I think before Kyle hit the line, and then Kyle did the turn, saw what he needed to do, and just managed it. It was
and yeah, when the other guy's in front of you, it just keeps you going, doesn't it? You always want to be that couple of steps behind and keep on the tail,
yeah,
but.
yeah,
Yeah,
right
that
down
was
to the
good.
wire. And
I thought the Willows sort of comeback over the in the under 57s was great because I really thought Hannah had it in the bag on that one. Um, April had a really good comeback, didn't she? Day 2. I watched lot of
Yeah,
that.
April won with the overhead. Was it that April took the win on?
Yes.
I think,
Yeah.
which was a surprise to her. It seemed when she was getting interviewed afterwards. That was nice to see. Uh,
Pavlos in the under 90s. I was watching some of his stuff, and great performance. So yeah, it was,
yeah,
yeah, I do watch a lot of the lighter weights. If I haven't got time to watch the whole thing, which I did in the UK's in June, managed to watch the whole lot because it was just on holiday by the pool. So yeah, it was good. It was brilliant, wasn't it? A good location, everything.
yeah. I mean, it looked befitting. The setting and everything looked befitting of a world championships. It felt like a world championship, and I think lots of people. I mean, just judging from the uptake for the well, not the national competitions next year,
No,
Scotland,
totally,
England, certainly.
yeah,
Uh,
totally agree with you.
yeah,
People and seen how good it's gone, and they want to be a part of it, and I don't blame them.
yeah. So you mentioned that you couldn't watch it live because you had a competition going on yourself, and it was kind of a sort of a first, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Full
Well,
strongman for the super lightweights.
I like to make things different, and I don't mind taking chances on things. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
took a chance on under 70s purely because I see it pop up now and then. Someone will go, "Oh, there's nothing for us. I only weigh 71 kilos and all that." So I messaged a couple of these guys, and yeah, ended up getting a good little turnout. So 10 entered, a couple had to drop out on the week of it. So eight guys like really battled it out, and honestly, phenomenal.
Yeah, and
Some
it
of the
was
performance.
the weight cap was obviously 70 kilograms, but there were guys there. Was did I see there was a guy there that was like 53 kilograms body weight?
53 kilograms, and he did a 170 axle, and nearly got a second rep with it as well. If he'd have just taken his time, but he went straight into the second rep. That was Nick.
That's insane.
Um, yeah, I mean, same with Dan. He was 58 kilos. He did that. I mean, and then there was a guy called. We kept wondering what his name was, and then he kept telling us, and we kept pronouncing it wrong again. Davis. But he weighed in at 59 kilos. Did 2 reps with 200.
Oh my God. Because that's the thing. Like, I had a client who was around that body weight, who was sort of interested in it, but looking at the events, it wasn't just because it was a super lightweight competition doesn't mean it was an entry level super lightweight competition. There were some really, really challenging events and challenging weights chosen for this. It was basically a national championship, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, we put in a couple of weight options on some of the events to entice people that maybe haven't done one before, or maybe a couple of them coming over from powerlifting, like Nick did. Nick's a British deadlift record holder in powerlifting, so he'd come over, and I think that helped. Like the medley, which made an insane overhead medley, because we thought, well, if we have all these different implements, if it's a one-off event, then at least these guys have had a great experience. They've had, reps on logs and axles, dumbbells. But then also we put in a couple of light options so that people, well, no one zeroed. Everyone got at least something on the medley. So yeah, there's
Yeah.
a
So
lot. But it wasn't easy, like you say.
do you think that it is going to be a one and done, or are there plans for bringing it back next year?
Yeah, so straight away I said to the lads, "Yeah, we'll be up for next year." And then we've got a little WhatsApp group, all of us. And then they said, "Oh, is there anything else though?" And I thought, "Why am I waiting until next year?" So the plan is middle of April. We're just like you said, it was almost like a national level competition for that weight class. So we're just
Yeah.
going to go on the UK strongest under 70, which will be middle of April. Um, Dates, events, and all that to be confirmed. And then I thought, screw it, just go for it. October or end of September, October. We're just going to call it Europe's strongest. So, if I look a bit daft giving it a go, then I do. or it really takes off and we have a few guys coming over. Because I did actually have a guy look to come over from Norway for it,
Yes, I remember you saying.
looking for him, and it just too much in the end. So he said next year, and I think something like a Euro entice a couple of guys like that. So we'll see. We'll see.
So yeah, there is a pathway opening up for super lightweight. So anyone that's watching this that looks at the under 80 kilogram guys and thinks they're giants, like there are competitions for you now. There are national titles to be won in the super lightweights. So yeah, that's incredible. It's just opening up the sport, isn't it?
That's the plan, and then we'll just say top three automatically, like get free entry to Europes, but then we'll still like let anyone enter as long as they feel like they can do the weights because we've got to make it pretty tough. We're going to call something Europes. So yeah, so that's the plan next year under 70s.
Nice, nice. So that was the super lightweights. I mean, 10 signed up, but 8 actually showing up for a competition like that. A kind of a bit of a gamble. That's not bad going.
Yeah, I mean the other two are only because injury and then like a family thing. So
Yeah.
otherwise they'd have been. It's not like they sort of went, oh, I don't know about this now and packed it in. Yeah, it was good, mate. It was good. The winner in the end, um, I'm flipping out. What you think I'd remember,
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
tell us the podium.
So in third place was that fella Davis. So a 58 kilo guy was on the podium. Um,
Crazy.
and I'll tell you what, he nearly won, but it was because of just he couldn't get the 100 kilo stone. He picked it up, but he just couldn't get it over the 3.5 foot purely because of his height, I guess. Um, uh, Second place was Ben Cool, who was doing his first competition, and then the
Wow.
winner was a guy called Ant Brown. It's all right, it's because I always think of his as because of his Instagram accounts, is it buy you a burrito or something?
Earn your
So
burrito, is that?
burrito. I just keep thinking he's the burrito fella, but no, Ant Brown. So yeah, he was good. I think deserved winner in the end. He was never out the top three out on all the events. So yeah, yeah. So
Ah, epic.
back for next year.
Good stuff. So this past weekend, as we sit here and record this, was a bit of a double header on Saturday night. There was the first ever all women's Giants live show, Britain's Strongest Woman. Did you watch it?
Yeah, caught up with it. Again, another thing, couldn't watch live. It's just been too busy time now. Did watch it afterwards, and
Yeah.
it was just great to see them get that kind of level of show. You know, we're all so used to watching all the fellas on them Giants live, real fast 3 hour kind of live stream shows. It was just
Yeah.
great to see on the on the stands doing the deadlifts. The big ass logs, having the head to heads on and stuff like that. It was just sort of so good to see, really, wasn't it? And such a different, array of athletes.
Yeah, well, it was last year they did the World's Strongest Nation, and all anyone seemed to be talking about after the competition was just what the women did, like Gabby Dixon doing that incredible Hercules hold, and there were other standout performances as well. So it was only a matter of time before an all women show was announced, and it's sold out, I think, and there were close to 1,000 people watching the live stream. So it just shows that there's an audience for it.
So if you think of it like this, so it was at the Doncaster Dome, wasn't it? I can't remember how many that holds. Over 1,000, I believe. But I remember
Yeah,
about 7 years ago going to Britain's Strongest Man, the men's, and it was at the Doncaster Dome. So where's it going to be in 5 years? There is it going to be at some big arena selling out 10 or 15,000 like the men's do? Wouldn't surprise me. So
yeah, and it was a great showcase as well because it had athletes from pretty much every single weight class available. So you got to see what everybody was able to do. There were all different types of athletes competing. So if you're watching that thinking, oh, I can't. Like I used to watch World's Strongest Man and think I had to be huge in order to do this sort of stuff. And yeah, it just goes to show that any size, any shape, any ability level can compete really.
But I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm hearing that like there's going to be literally a pathway for anyone to actually get to that show next year, isn't there? So
Yeah,
all classes, I believe. I could be wrong there. I don't know really. I wouldn't know the details, but I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a way for anyone to get to that rather than just being invitation next year.
yeah, yeah. So is it that Unbreakable Promotions put out an announcement a couple of days ago? Lots of people excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, things are looking up. And yeah, say it was a double header because on the Sunday you hosted another competition. You're a busy man. The strongest lightweights.
Well, I've said that you haven't got any more coming up for a bit now, have you? Because she ended up doing all the children's parties and taking them to swimming and all that kind of stuff. So I've said no, there isn't any more until January and Feb. So
Well, we'll get
yeah,
on to January and February, but yeah, tell us about the strongest lightweights.
yeah. So this was the third year. Me and a mate of mine, another strongman, Glenn Farnham. I'm sure anyone watching this probably knows him or knows of him. Thought let's do just an under 80s competition, and because at the time there was England's or Britain's, and then not really a lot else. But now there is now there's a lot of stuff. And but yeah, this was the third year we did it, and always found it was really good quality. The women's was a bit of a drop off this year, 64s, but could also be a thing because we'd done it right after the Worlds, and at the time
Yeah,
it was the 1st of October. We didn't know that was going to be then because a couple of the girls that were at that said, "Oh, if it weren't the week after, I'd have been there." Whether they were just being nice or not, but I'm sure they would have been. And so maybe we'll do a little bit later in the year next year and go from there.
yeah, yeah. And
So your favourite YouTuber competed as well on Sunday.
yeah, potentially my last under 80 competition for a little while. We'll see. We'll see.
A while, 1 in 5 months' time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it was a tough day. There was you enjoy putting different twists on events. What was it? It was last year there was a farmer's carry for max distance with no drops.
Yeah.
This
So yeah,
year,
yeah. I remember that now. God.
this year yoke into log press, ripping off. Well, taking influence from the Rogue Invitational.
Be honest, we ripped it off. It's all right, but I mean, Glenn went afterwards. I should have done that a bit lighter, that yoke, because everyone's legs were gone for the lock. It's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Problem is, because of my leg, I haven't been able to do great testing. So Glenn's tested, but then Glenn's like an under 105. So we've then gone with what he found was difficult and then dropped it down a bit. But maybe in hindsight, that's quite tough because I think only 3 lads even got any reps on the log.
Well, I mean, it was a 265 kilogram log, and that's not crazy heavy. Yoke, sorry, 260 kilogram log. Wow, that would have been anyone getting a rep for that. Whoa. But yeah, like the yoke wasn't ludicrously heavy. I mean, you look at UKNS Worlds. I think the one that the under 80s were moving was 320 for like 40 meters. Britain's strongest, it was 300. So I mean, 260 into a log. It was just, yeah, I think it took a lot of people, myself included, by surprise, just how much that short run just really took it out of me. And obviously, log pressing outside as well. It just adds another dimension to it. So
Um,
yeah,
yeah, it was good. It was challenging. At least it sort of separated the field, didn't it? The eventual winner, Jonah, it was brilliant all day. He got the 3 reps, didn't he? But I think he was the only guy to do it.
yeah. I think David got 2.
Yeah.
David Kearns got 2.
Take that back. Graham got 3, I think, but Jonah was faster.
Yeah.
And I think that was it. The log, the yoke.
Was it Jonah took the win on all but one event?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of
Yeah, but
seconds. But yeah,
David Kearns just turned up a completely different athlete. Like seeing his progress over the past 12 months, he walked away with 3rd. It was well deserved. He was brilliant all day.
I mean that rep where he the 53 dumbbell. I mean, I wondered where he was going. He was off on a walk with it, but his face was just dead chill. He's like, "Yeah, I'm having a walk with it, but I've got this." And he was completely turned around, but then he got the down signal and then just turned around and dropped it on the pad. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, really good. It's good to see when you see guys like David just really improved, and it's from nothing but hard work.
Yeah, it'd be good to see what he's able to do. I think he's definitely doing England's under 80s. I think he's doing UKNS as well.
He is, yes, yeah. He's entered that, so he'll be in the under 80s for that one, and I think he's one to watch.
Yeah, I think he might fly under some people's radar, but
Yeah,
he definitely shouldn't. Like he's definitely one to look out for in 2024. Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Graham, who was second, has been impressive. He came to the August under 90s competition here, was second or third. Then he come to this in the under 80s and showed that age is just a number because hopefully he doesn't mind me saying, but I think I'm sure he said he was 46 or 47. So it's like another Doug Bennett who's found the fountain of youth, and he was brilliant.
It's disgusting.
It is, yeah. That's it. That's how you'll have to be, mate, in a few years. What did you think of the sexy stone? I'm
So
Glenn.
the stone, the final event was a natural stone to shoulder, and the stone that was chosen by Glenn was essentially a slab of granite that was more reminiscent of a Husserfeld stone, and it was jagged. It was awkward. I mean, to look at was it Chris Mariner?
Oh yeah, where did that come from?
Yeah, just it came alive on that event. Walked away because it was 3 points if you got it to your shoulder. I think he walked away with something like 12 or 13 points.
Uh, he got 9. He nearly got the event
Right.
win right at the end, but it was still a joint win. It was still a joint first. And Chris had been sort of like mid pack throughout most of the competition, and then just surged up the table with that, and then snuck a 4th or 5th place finish. So another guy to watch out for next year. That was his first under 80s.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of people to look out for, which is why I'm happy to be leaving it behind.
Young whippersnappers, eh? Um, yeah, that's like the thing with the stone. I haven't really able to do a lot of testing myself. I would have liked to have tested that because Glenn got it onto his shoulder. But again, he's got a bit of weight on some of us lot. But at least some of the lads proved that it can be done. I'd have felt.
Well, that's it.
But it works. Even
Yeah, I
Jonah.
think it was about.
Go on, sorry, mate.
No, you go. You go.
I was just going to say, even Jonah, who was fairly dominant throughout the day, he whipped up the first 2 reps quite comfortably, and I thought, oh, right, he's going to really do this. But then it just knackers you very quick, and he just about got a third rep, equaling Chris Mariner on 9 points. That's
And
just showed.
this was with a 90-second time limit as well. So it was a long event and 3 reps to the shoulder. Yeah.
So don't worry, we won't. That stone might just collect dust now for the next few years. So don't worry if it's if you come back for another comp one day, it won't be in. I don't think.
I'll tell you what, I'll come back with a sledgehammer and I'll break it up into tiny little pieces. I've got some aggression to take out against that stone.
Maybe that can be an event one day. Sprint hammer, and who can smash out one of them stones the fastest. Yeah, you'll be.
So yeah, let's look forward, man. Let's look forward. UKNS, England's strongest man and woman, which is replacing what was 3 English qualifiers last year, or should say this year, 2023. There was Northern, Southern, and a Midlands one, which you put on as well. Just being consolidated to a national title to mirror Ireland and Scotland, and Lucas said he's putting Wales on as well. So it's going to be a big undertaking for you, especially because I think obviously there was enough athletes to fill out 3 qualifiers in 2023, and now they're all going to be descending upon the one competition across the one day. I think you've been very wise in separating the men and the women by a week or so. How are you feeling?
Well, I mean, a big thing with that was the venue. On Saturdays, they have like 3 football matches. They have various clubs in and stuff, and they just didn't want to cancel all that for one booking. Whereas the Sundays, they tend to be a bit quiet till the evening. So that was one reason for that. How am I feeling? Brilliant. No, to be honest, I mean, me and Liam have spoken the most about it because Liam's going to help quite a bit. Liam is Bud's fitness, and he does a lot of the timekeeping at competitions for me because he's the voice. He's like the town crier, the way he shouts. And we thought, you're probably looking at like 60 athletes for both of them, roughly that. But no, we're currently on about 105 women and about 80 men. So the thing is that it runs the same whether it was going to be 60 or 80, 90, 100. We've tweaked how it's going to be organised a little bit, but essentially, you just, as long as we're organised and everyone knows the job, it'll run just the same way as if there was 60, which is what we've handled.
In terms of the women, am I right in thinking that you had to add places to the Masters category?
Well, yeah. So that page that we used, like for people to book on, because we thought we're going to have a lot more athletes than if I just say, send your entry via PayPal, and then I'll have a notebook and I'll write them down. Thought we'll have it like that, then I can always refer to the page who's booked in. But that page asks for a number. You got to put a number. So I just thought, well, 15 will be plenty, and it wasn't. So there was a limit on places. We just didn't think that there'd be that many. So then quickly had to add another 5. I thought that'll probably be enough now. But in the end, I've just changed everything to like 40 again because it has to have a number. But just change it to 40 just so that people weren't sort of worrying that they weren't going to get in, because we don't want to turn anyone away for this. This is your entry level. This is not entry level, but this is your the first stage in you getting to Worlds, which you've all just seen the live stream of. People want to have a chance to get there, so don't want to turn anyone down. So it's not like there was a limit. It's just the booking system needed a number, and just didn't think it would go at 15.
But I mean, I think Masters men at the Midlands qualifier this year, there was just one, wasn't there?
Just one guy.
Yeah.
I know everyone will have their reasons, but I don't think he managed to make it to the June UK's either. So, but now 12, 12. Yeah, I'll get it up.
Soon to be 13.
Oh, have you not entered yet? Watch out, mate.
No, not yet, not yet. I'm
No, look, but it's
holding
not going to.
fire.
So right, so far, men's under 80s there's 18, men's under 90s there's 50, 105s there's 16, men's open there's 17, juniors, which I think's a good one, 6 so far in that one, men's masters 11.
That's crazy. That is in terms of numbers. Because when I did my Southern qualifier, there were 6 under 80s, I think,
Yeah.
and I think it was a similar. Oh, I suppose across 3 qualifiers, it was probably about 18
Well, there was 4
altogether.
qualifier, and then I believe there was 6 at the Northern, and I don't think anyone did multiple qualifiers, so kind of get it with you.
Okay.
But then some of you guys are actually switching to masters. Hugh, for one.
Yeah, I've been chatting with Hugh.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're both looking forward to not having to go through a weight cut and just having some fun. Obviously,
Yeah,
taking it very seriously, but
isn't it? To do the masters.
yeah.
And I can see you both doing really well. Top 6 qualify. So it's all to play for. Women's. So the under 57s has been a bit of a surprise to me because we had 3 in the qualifier, and then I think it's been pretty much the same 6 have been at UKs and Worlds. But there's 9 so far in that one. In the under 64s, 20.
Oh my God.
I mean, some of the names are insane. There's some top names that might not even be in the top 6 just because there's more than 6 really good names. The 73s, there's 11. Under 82s, which had no one at the Midland qualifier, got 17. Women's Opens, 21. Women's Masters, 27. Totaling 105 athletes.
That's crazy. And registration opened on Thursday, I want to say. So that's less than a week away. Less than a week ago.
Friday night.
When was it? Sorry, Friday night. So
Yeah.
it's literally been 4 days.
Yeah. I mean, it's really slow. I'll get a notification if someone sort of enters and that, and I mean, there's not been one for. There's not been an entry for a whopping 2.5 hours. Gradually slowing down. You're going to have some people who are going to drop out, but we're more than prepared for that kind of number of athletes. So it's going to be a good day, well organised. His food van's going to be there, which went down well on Sunday.
So we've got about 5 minutes left. Run us through the events that are going to make up the day. Like, don't worry about going through the different weights for the different weight classes, but
no, that's all right. Well, very quickly, we wanted to say that I wanted to make it a little bit different and just make it a really exciting day. Hopefully it's not backfired because of the amount of entries, but we are going to run 2, 3 or 4 athletes at a time anyway. But look, you'll find all that out on the day. First event is going to be like a standard axle overhead for reps, just to kickstart the day, 60 seconds. Then we're going into, I didn't want to just do like deadlift for reps again. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just I thought it'd be quite nice to do a medley. So we've got a medley of 3 bars, 2 reps on each one. You get split times for everything. 2 on an axle, 2 on a sort of standard bar, and then 2 on an elevated power bar. So they're using the giant mirror fit plates. That's like a 13-inch pickup. just like the same as the Strength Shopper Pollen wheels, that same size as them. If anyone needs to plan their training. Event 3 is Danny's favourite, sandbag steeplechase. Had to do it. Had to do it.
It will be my favourite. I've not actually given it a go yet.
It's lovely. It's lovely. Event 4, we did play around with the idea of sled drag for distance, but not that it was tough. It was just more of room to turn the sled around or whatever. So anyway, we've kept it, but it's going to be a Zerchi yoke into a sled drag, 12 meters, 12 meters. So more of a faster event. After the steeplechase is going to be a bit more sapping. Event 5 is sandbag to shoulder, and you'll have 2 weight options. Reps at a higher weight trumps reps at a lower weight. So we wanted to do a weight that, you know, pretty much most people should be able to do, but then something that's going to be really quite tough, quite challenging. You'll be doing well to get a couple of reps of it. And then event 6 is going to be a frame hold for time. We thought it'd be quite cool for, you know, if you think about it, you're going into that last event, you know, do you need to beat this person to get that last qualifying spot or for the win or podium? So it's going to be like a head-to-head, you know, and it's potentially, if you beat the person standing in front of you, you've got that qualifying spot or that podium spot. So we thought that.
So it is a 6 event competition.
Yes, yeah, 6 events, because we thought it's not like the regional qualifiers. We're stepping it up with it being like a national competition. So we thought that could be quite good. Again, now that there's 100 odd athletes, we might regret it. But no, it'll be all right. We did want to do a frame carry, but when we were testing it out, the venue were having a bit of a flap. So we thought, well, all right then, fine. But we've got to get it in somehow. So that's where the frame holds come from. And yeah, so that's your events in a nutshell, so to speak.
Well, in terms of the competition the other day, the one event that I nearly took the event win on was the grip event. So who knows how we'll fare with the frame hold? We'll see.
Yeah, well, at least you've had to go on the frame, haven't you?
Yeah. For people watching, the frame is a unique beast. From what I understand, some of the specifications got a little bit muddled in the fabrication.
Oh no! I gave Jamie from BTB the specifications. He made it exact to how I wanted it. So they could be farmers, it could be framed or bolted on. Did a great job. Just didn't really mention the handles. So the handles are thin, so it does hurt the fingers a little bit. But
Yep.
sort of maybe a fatter handle where it's harder to hold on to. It all depends on how much you can push through the pain barrier.
Well, we will find out. We're gonna have to wrap it up there. But yeah, exciting year ahead. So thanks for taking the time to have a chat.
Thank you, mate. And yeah, good luck with all the training that you're going to be at for the next few months.
Can't wait. All right, catch up soon, buddy.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers, Danny.